Hello everybody, my name is Corey, this is Whole Views, and I'm here to tell you today why Netflix is still king of the hill. So, if you didn't know, the streaming wars has begun. It's actually something that's quite old. It's been going on for a good while. But as far as we were concerned, Netflix and Hulu were the OGs. Like, they were the two services that everybody tended to use. But others have existed for a good while. I want to say for the last few years, we've had CBS, something called, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought it was called CBS All Access, where they produce like a Star Trek show. You can only get through having the service. We know Disney Plus is new and is there at a nice price point of $6.99. I did a video as to why it's slightly overhyped. We also have HBO Max, which is a brand new one. I'm not aware as a what's the content that they have exclusive to HBO Max, but I will say that is new. I know you get Game of Thrones. I know the excellent Watchmen series video coming soon was something that played on HBO, and I know that if it played on HBO, then you have access to it on HBO Max. So that's one. And I know a lot of people enjoy Friends on Netflix, but it's going to be pulled at the end of 2019 when I'm filming, and be put on a NBC, I believe, an NBC streaming service where you can only see like Cheers and Friends and a few other, The Office, a few other very popular shows. They're gonna take from Netflix and put on their own platform. So um, the wars have begun, and everybody's competing to get your money. So for me, I have four quick reasons. Keeping it short, four reasons as to why I think Netflix is king of the hill, and if you're gonna spend your money anywhere, it should probably be with them. First and foremost, reason number one, the platform. Its experience is probably the best that you would interface with um, in comparison to others. Like Disney Plus is real clean, it's nice. Hulu I have access to, but quite honestly, I don't use it that much. There's not much original content that I'm real locked into on Hulu. I know there's a couple of shows that people talk about. I know Amazon Prime is another one. People actually don't even know they have it because they have a Prime membership. It's a whole nother topic. Um, but I find trouble when I access Amazon Prime to use uh, to witness like the Jack Ryan show. Great show, but like the navigation of Amazon Prime is not nearly that of Netflix. Like everyone else has a platform, but I think because Netflix has that long-term experience, they've been around the longest. I think that their experience when using the app on a phone, a tablet, um, a laptop, a television, Roku, Fire Stick, I feel like the Netflix experience is probably the cleanest and most concise out of all the other people that have apps and streaming services. Next one would be the family content on Netflix. I think is very much underrated. That would be reason number two. Netflix has a family section. I know a lot of people are again hype about Disney Plus, but Netflix has a family section that has been there for a good while and it's only getting better. I don't know if people pay attention to the news, but Netflix signed a deal with Nickelodeon, and again, Disney Plus comparison, the nostalgia that was created with Disney Plus and then access to Darkwing Duck and The Simpsons and Gargoyles and X-Men and Spider-Man. Netflix is competing now with this Nickelodeon deal because you have the Rugrats, Tommy Pickles, man. You got Doug, Patty Mayonnaise, man. Like that's my childhood as far as like I'm there for the Nickelodeon deal. Like I want to see this new content that gets created because of the Netflix deal. I want to see access to, you know, all the old Rugrats stuff, all the old Doug, and just those like Hey Arnold, stuff like that. I want to see those things come to Netflix, and if people don't feel like their family section is formidable right now, even though it is, um, it's gonna be even more formidable to compete with a family service like Disney Plus in the future. So I would say yes. Reason number two, family section in Netflix is a real thing. Three, um, we know that Disney Plus is aimed at families. We know that HBO Max, I don't know exactly what you're getting, but knowing HBO, you're gonna have a good range of adult content. Um, I'm unfamiliar with the rest. I know Hulu is a, I think Hulu is a good mix as well. But I think the range, this is my third reason, just going back to it, the range that exists on Netflix is much greater than anything else that you'll see on the other services. I think about with Disney Plus, you have The Mandalorian and the promise of future Marvel shows. Great. But on Netflix, you already have access to some Marvel shows, three excellent seasons of Daredevil. Some people, debate about the quality of Luke Cage, but as an African American and seeing that show be what it was, I was there for every minute of both seasons. I was very happy with both of those seasons. You have The Punisher, which was excellent. You got the Iron Fist. Iron Fist is not that great. You got Jessica Jones, which is I don't know about Jessica Jones, but it's there. It has an audience. Some people liked it. I was not a fan, but you have a little unit of shows that are Marvel superhero shows, and they're a little more adult themed. You have dramas on Netflix like Mindhunter, which I'm enjoying right now. Season 1, I want to do a review of and get into season 2. You got Ozark that I never watched that people are raving about. You have House of Cards, feel how you feel about Kevin Spacey, but it exists. You got comedies like Orange is the New Black, which also has a bit of drama in it. You have sci-fi family stuff like Lost in Space, which was pretty good. I didn't actually finish the first season, and surprising to me, they coming out with a season 2 in a few weeks, as of December of 2019. And haven't watched Altered Carbon, but it's another sci-fi based, alternate world type show. And, you have that there. So Netflix has a good range. You have the family section that's blossoming, that already exists, but, still blossoming. You have some Marvel content, you have dramas, you have action, you have sci-fi, you have family, you have everything on Netflix. I think that's a big reason. And to piggyback off of that, my fourth reason would be Netflix is just willing to get new content. I want to say, let me not lie about a number. I didn't research this, but Netflix has spent a bunch of money. Let's just say that, a bunch of money to roll out new programming. I know they put up the financing for Martin Scorsese's Irishman that I haven't yet watched, but The Irishman is an epic and it's an award-nominated movie. And Netflix said, "Yo, we'll take the risk in putting that out because we want to have exclusive access to new content." They just did another film with Michael Bay, Six Underground. They did a film with Ben Affleck that came out back in the spring. The name is escaping me right now, and I was supposed to watch it, but it just it helps to prove my point that on big new projects that are exclusive to Netflix, they are willing to pay the money to get the stars, directors and actors, in front of the camera and behind the camera to put out new content and be exclusive in that way. So I would say that's a big win for Netflix in comparison to something like Disney Plus that, they produce an original content, but as far as like paying new directors to come in and produce exclusive content, we're kind of yet to see it. I know it's a young service, but we're yet to see it. The NBC service is only really pulling stuff from Netflix to say, hey, if you want Friends, you can only come here for it, which is, I understand why they would do such a thing, but it's still not the same as spending the money to get new content to come here, original, fresh, new content. So in conclusion, when I wrap it up, I look at the platform. I look at the fact that they have a new deal on the horizon to make their family section even more beefy than it already is. The fact that they have a wide range of content that already exists. And my fourth reason, that they are willing to continuously spend money to get new content. I would say Netflix is where it's at. If you had to spend your money on one service, I would be hard pressed to find a reason to spend money anywhere else than with Netflix. And that's all I got. Remember, enjoy yourself, but guard your heart. And I'll see you on the next one.